And welcome to the Cosmotel. If this is your first visit here, then welcome and thank you for joining us. There are some familiar faces in the crowd, so welcome back to those who have returned for more. Today, we are joined by Muriel from Laura Mercier. And we are going to indulge in a Laura Mercier Flawless Face Masterclass. But before we get going, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the Cosmotel. Tomorrow is our last day. It's exclusively in City Centre Mirdif, so you have to come back here tomorrow for the last day. We have one more day full of jam-packed events and schedules, and you can find out and RSVP to the masterclass or talk of your choosing on the Cosmo website, cosmopolitanme.com. And you can also follow along all the action on our Instagram page and City Centre Mirdif's Instagram page as well. If you have any questions at any point throughout this for Muriel about anything makeup or Laura Mercier related, just pop your hand up and we do have a mic coming round. Yes, we have a mic coming round, so if you have any questions, then we can take them. All right, without further ado, Muriel, can you tell us a little bit more about what you're going to be creating today?
Sure. So basically, let me just give you a quick introduction on the brand. So basically, Laura Mercier is the name of the creator, the woman behind the brand. She is still alive today, and she is still behind all these amazing creation of products. Laura Mercier is the pioneer of the flawless face. So the flawless face, of course, we all want to have a radiant, flawless skin. So to do that, you have to go through 4 steps in Laura Mercier. So it's the primer, then the foundation, concealer, and then powder.
I'm obsessed with the Laura Mercier primer, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, and did you try the powder as well?
Of course. The powder is like your hero product.
True, true. So our powder is still the #1 cult's favorite powder for setting makeup. Basically, we all are familiar with the powder and the makeup in Laura Mercier, but also Laura Mercier is a 3-axe brand, which means it's makeup, skincare, and fragrance in the same time. So today I will be taking you through the steps of the flawless face, and we'll show you our best sellers, caviar sticks and lipsticks. So great, we are ready to start. First, I'm going to prepare the skin with skincare, a little bit of skincare. So today I chose to use the hydrating face cream. I will be taking a little and then rubbing it onto my hands. You will notice that in Laura Mercier we minimize the use of tools. We use more our hands on the skin to massage and to make the blood circulation better in the skin.
Do you do that for the makeup products as well, or is it
Yes.
just skincare?
Yes, you will see during the demonstration, like primers, we apply it with our hands. Even foundations, some of our foundations are applied with the fingertips, others are just with sponge. So we don't have any brushes for the foundation. So now I'm going to use an eye cream. This eye cream gives her an instant illumination under the eyes. Now the skin is basically ready. As you can see, it's luminous, it's hydrated, so we can start with the primer. In Laura Mercier, we have 6 different types of primers. It's a huge range. They are all good for all skin type. It depends on what finish you want to achieve. So today I chose to mix 2 different primers. I'm using the Perfecting Primer that reduces the redness in the skin. It soothes the skin instantly, and the Illuminating Primer to add radiance to the skin. So you can mix and match. The formula mixes very nicely. I will put first the Perfecting to reduce the redness.
So you actually are layering the primers on one at a time. You're not
Yes.
like mixing them both in your hands before.
You can do that as well, it's fine. But I chose to layer because I want to put the illuminating just in areas where I want the face to pop. So I will do it just on the high points of the skin.
The illuminating primer is the one that I use. I love that it's got this like pearlescent, iridescent kind of glow.
Exactly.
It gives you that kind of dewy finish before you've even started putting any other makeup on.
True. You can use it also without makeup. So whenever I want just to apply a bit of, to add a bit of radiance to my skin, I just apply the primer by itself. And they are not only good for the makeup, they are truly good for your skin as well. So they have skincare benefits.
And have you selected these two primers specifically based on our model's skin? So
True.
You would maybe use a separate one, I would use a different combination.
Exactly. So we have 6 different types. Because I wanted to give her the luminous effect, I chose the illuminating. Otherwise, we have the blurring primer that gives us a matte finish. So, of course, depending on the look you want to achieve, you can change the primers.
And I think you can actually see on the screen the finish that gave the skin immediately.
Yeah, instantly. It gives you like illuminating. So as I told you, now I'm using the foundation, which is also the Flawless Lumiere, which is an illuminating foundation. It's for all skin types, but it has a lot of hydration as well. So I will use it just with the sponge, not with the brush, and I will dab in the product. So I'm taking just a little product and dabbing it in, starting from the jawline going inwards. So Laura Mercier believes that foundation's only purpose is to unify the skin tone, not to give you that mask all over the face.
I actually have one more primer question.
Yeah.
For everyone in the audience, how would they know how to go about selecting a primer for themselves?
Okay, so basically, if you prefer to have, if you, let's say, have redness in the skin, you can go for the perfecting primer, which reduces redness. We do have as well the protecting primer, which comes with SPF 30. So if you tend to have pigmentation when you go to the sun and you want more sun protection, you can choose that. If you want the illuminating look, you can use the illuminating primer. And the blurring primer is for matte finish look. It blurs out the imperfections, it covers the pores and all. And then the 6th type is for mature skin. It's called the Power Primer. So this one, if you have a lot of fine lines, it gives you like it's like a filter in your pocket, basically.
Do we have any questions about primer before I stop asking you all the primer questions?
No?
We have one over here.
Hi. How would the makeup look different if I don't use a primer, or if I use a primer? Is it okay, or
Yes.
it's an important step?
It's a very good question. So basically we hear a lot of people saying that we don't like to use primers, and primers tend to give us breakouts in our skin, and this is true. Like the majority of the primers in the market, they are silicone based. So the silicone is a really heavy ingredient that might block your pores and even enlarge your pores. But luckily, Laura Mercier came up with the silicone-free and water-based primers. So these primers, I'll show you the difference. A quick trick that I will use to show you the difference between when you don't use and when you use a primer. So what I will do is, I'll just cut the tissue in half. And we'll imagine that this is your skin, okay? We'll just put a bit of primer here. Okay, and then we'll put foundation on top. And on the other side, I will just put foundation. And then I will blend both the same way. So first, see how this blends better than this. And second, see how this one comes to the other side and this doesn't. So this helps your skin to get protected from makeup. It will create like a barrier between your makeup and the skin.
Can I hold that up?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if it's clear enough.
I'm just going to hold it up so you can see it a little bit better. But you can come up at the end and have a look at the before and after with and without primer, because up close it's quite shocking. And also, silicone enlarges your pores. We
Yes.
need to talk about this for a second.
Yeah, so basically silicone is a heavy ingredient. So whenever you apply silicone on your skin, you know, silicone is like the plastic, it's really heavy. So when it comes on the skin, when you keep it on your skin and then you try to remove your makeup, it's still there inside your pores. Even if you remove your makeup with a good makeup remover, because it's heavy, it goes deeper in the skin. So this is basically why it enlarges your pores and creates breakouts on the skin. Try not to use primers with silicone. It gives you a nice look for your makeup, yes, but it damages your skin after a while.
I had no idea that was one of the things that came out of it.
Yeah, basically, I'm not sure if you know that Laura Mercier is the first brand that came up with primers. So Laura Mercier is a painter. So she got inspired from the painting, and you know, when you prime the canvas before starting the colors, she got inspired from this, and she's the one who created primers. Before Laura, we didn't have primers in the market. Great. Any questions before we move on to the concealer? Perfect. Okay, so for the concealer, I'm choosing two colors. So one color is to cover the pigmentation under the eye, the dark circles, and the other color is to add radiance and highlight the under eye. I will just put here on the inner corner and the outer corner of the eye. Please don't do the V-shape thing with a lot of concealer. Just try to put minimum amount. We always say less is more. So the less product you use, the better effect you get.
Well, I saw that with how much foundation you use. It was absolutely tiny.
Yes.
I mean, our model has amazing skin,
Yes.
but that was a really small amount of foundation.
Basically, our foundations are buildable. So you can put many layers to get more coverage. Please don't put more quantity, just put more layers. So think of it as a nail polish. Whenever you are applying a nail polish on your nails, you don't put more to get more coverage. You actually put one layer, wait for it to dry, and then put another. It goes the same for the foundation and the concealer. So for the concealer, I will just dab with the sponge and then again with my hand, just to make sure that everything is set in place. And then with whatever is left on the sponge, close your eyes, we'll just go to unify the tone of the eyelid.
Does that kind of work as an eye primer as well?
Yes, definitely. We do have also eye primers, but I like to do this whenever I'm using the caviar sticks. The concealer just unifies the eyelid and creates a nice space for the caviar sticks. So now I'll use the other shade, which is a lighter shade, just in the inner corner. But I will not blend this now. I will go to the eye makeup and the eyebrows and wait for this to dry a little and then blend it out to get a nice effect out of it.
What is the effect that it has when you leave it to dry a little bit? Why is that important?
It's easier to blend when you keep it a little longer to dry, because you don't have to dab a lot and it's already set in place. So because what we want is the concealer to dry perfectly before we start doing smiling or creating lines. So this way you won't get fine lines around the eye when you apply it this way. Great. So today I chose to use 4 shades for the eye makeup. I chose Tuxedo, which is the black color, and then Cocoa, Magnetic Pink, and Burnished Bronze. So with these 4 shades, you can create a soft, smoky look. I'll show you different ways of using the caviar stick. Have you tried these before?
No?
Did anyone try the caviar sticks? No. Okay, our caviar sticks are really nice. You can use them as eyeshadows and eye pencils in the same time. And I'll show you different ways of using them. So I will start first by the first way, which is using the brush and taking the product directly from the brush. I'll go just very close to the lash line. You don't have to be very precise with our caviar sticks because they blend really nicely.
It's really pigmented as well, isn't it?
Yes, it's really pigmented, and usually what the problem that you face with this type of eyeshadows is that they smudge. But Laura Mercier caviar sticks don't smudge. They stay true to color and in place for 12 hours.
And are you going to be creating a smoky eye, or are you going to soften it with the other colors because they were a bit lighter?
Yes, I will. This is just basically a base to make the lash line darker, and then on top I will put lighter shades.
Also, I feel like I've always been told when it comes to makeup application to put the lighter shades on first. So how come you've gone straight for the darkest?
So basically you will see a lot of difference between Laura Mercier and other brands. We have our own basically rules. Why I started with this, because I will put on top the lighter color to give me this gradation of color. We call it the sunset. So this way you get the gradation. Otherwise, if you start from the lighter and then keep the base, it will look more intense. You can do both ways, but this is to make it more soft. So the first way is to apply it with the brush. The second way is to apply it directly on the eye, all over the eyelid. As I told you, you don't have to be precise. See, it's like coloring, basically.
Are you wearing the sunset look now?
No, I didn't. I created like a lighter, and then the crease is just with warm shades.
It's really nice.
Thank you. So now I'm just using blending brush to blend just the edges. You don't have to go all over the color because this will reduce the pigment, just on the edges. And the further you hold the brush, the better blending you get. The closer you are, the less blending you do.
You've got so many good little fun facts and tips.
Yeah. So as you can see, close a little. There you go. I'm just adding more to get more pigment in the center. So here it is. You can do this for every day. Just apply one shade and blend it out. But see how the black does the base, like darker base, and then the top is blended.
And it's quite interesting because when you apply the stick straight onto her eye, at first it's a little bit like, oh, what are you doing? Yeah, you're just kind of colouring all over the place. But then when you do buff it and blend it, it really softens it.
So basically Laura's purpose is to make beauty effortless. So she wants everyone to use her products and look like a makeup artist and do the job of a makeup artist perfectly. So this is why she makes everything really easy and practical to use. We do have also powder eyeshadows, but I prefer these better because they are extremely easy to use. And I can show you a quick trick. If you have a very oily lid and you feel that the pigment will not stay as it is, you can go ahead and apply the loose powder. It won't change the color, and it won't affect the texture of the caviar stick. But very little quantity. And you go on top of the caviar stick, like that. And then you can apply another layer of the caviar stick that I lost. So here it is. Now you will see the color is more intense.
And then would you apply more powder on top of that, or
No,
you just do it once?
No, just do it once. So see the difference? I don't know if it shows on the camera.
Yeah, it does. I'm 100% trying this.
Yeah.
Joanna, our model, just gave me a look because she knows how much I complain about oily eyelids.
Yeah, this will help you a lot. Especially here in the region, like we all struggle from this.
And summer's coming up, so there is no escape from oily eyelids.
Exactly. So this is a great technique for you to try. Perfect. And I personally like to use whatever I'm using on the face as blushers and bronzers, as well on the eye, to create the perfect monochromatic look. So this is why I will apply a bit of the blusher and the bronzer mixed together with the fluffy brush. And I will just go on the crease with that. It won't make a lot of difference, but it will just, whenever I apply the blush on the face, it will give like a contrast, a nice contrast. Perfect. So now my concealer is there. I can start blending it. I will use again the same sponge.
And the sponge you're using has got a kind of wave angle to it?
It's basically an S-curved sponge, and it's really nice that it has a place to catch it. And what I love the most about it is that, I'm not sure where is the camera basically. Okay, so you remember it was like maybe 5 minutes ago I applied the foundation. So now when I squeeze the sponge, again the foundation is coming back. So it holds the product for you, so you just press it and take out the product. So as you can see, it's really nice. It's not like any other sponge that absorbs the product.
And whilst you're blending out the concealer, I wanted to ask you how you got into makeup and beauty.
Well, it's a funny story. Basically, I'm from Lebanon. And in Lebanon, it's kind of a shame to be a makeup artist. It's like for people who don't go to school, it's for people who don't have a career, they just do whatever, so it's being a makeup artist. So everyone was against it. When I told my parents, like, I want to be a makeup artist, they went crazy. Like, you went to the best schools, you went to the best universities, why do you want to do this to yourself? And then I was like, so much convinced that I want this. So I went to university and I did public relations and advertising. And when I'm done, I was like, Mom, this is for you. Now it's time for me to do whatever I want. And this is how I started. It was back in 2008. Wow, I look old now. So this is where I started as a makeup artist. And I studied in school back in Lebanon, but of course I studied for like 2 months and it wasn't enough, to be honest. I messed up a lot of faces before I reached where I am today. And the best thing about makeup is that you keep evolving every day. It's not like I'm done, I learned everything and now I'm ready to kick off. It's not like that. You learn every day different things. So yeah. This is it. Now I'm using the powder for under eye because I want to make sure that the under eye area is basically set perfectly. before I continue. As you can see, also there is no structure. Like I don't, usually other brands start with the eyebrows and then the eyes and then the face. For us, there is no structure basically. I'm just making sure that the concealer is set perfectly, and you see the quantity is very little. We don't do baking.
Why?
Baking is basically nice for Instagram for like 2 seconds, but then during the day you will look with a lot of dryness under your eye.
Looks really cakey.
Exactly, exactly. Unless if you are 12 years old with no fine line at all under your eye, then this might work for you. But other than that, we don't recommend it. Great. So now we've set the under eye. We're gonna go with the highlighter. Why I'm doing the highlighter now? Because I want basically the foundation to be dry under the highlighter to give me a better effect. And I will share with you a nice trick, 2 tricks actually that you can do. So you can apply with the brush, the highlighter, and then spray water or a setting spray, whatever you have next to you, on the brush to get more pigment. And let the base as well be like a wet base. You start by dabbing and then blending out. I like to go a bit under the eyebrows as well, not too much. And again, with the finger, to get more pigment, you can just go on top with your fingers. I like to use my fingers, and as you notice, the highlighter is not really light on her. It's actually bronze and highlighter in the same time, because we don't do contouring as well.
Why don't you do contouring?
Laura believes that what makes you unique makes you beautiful. So this is what we try to focus on, is that we want everyone to enhance their natural beauty, not for all of us to look the same. So basically contouring is made to reshape the face, to change the shape of the cheek. So we do just enhance the original shape of the face.
I think it's really interesting how a brand like Laura Mercier has managed to stay at the forefront of beauty when contouring has been such a huge trend in the beauty industry over the last, 5 to 10 years. I mean, it's been all over Instagram, and to not follow the wave of the trend and still not get left behind is a really amazing feat for a beauty brand.
True, I totally agree. So basically, as you can see, people started to stop doing a lot of contouring. They got bored of all this. And we see people now going more into skincare, into natural everyday makeup. I mean, who has the time to do the sharp contouring every morning? Like even filters, if you notice, people stopped using filters on Instagram as well. Like not everyone, but I mean the majority stopped using. So we are more into celebrating our own beauty. And yes, Laura was taking the lead on that. Great. So basically, we did the base. We started with the base. We did the primer, foundation, concealer. So what is the last step of the flawless face? No, I tricked you there. No, the flawless face is 4 steps.
We have some guesses. Mascara.
No.
We're still doing...
Flawless face.
Still doing the face.
So primer.
The powder.
Very good. So can you tell me, guys, how do you apply the powder? Or if you want to tell me, how do you apply it?
At this point, I just get it and go like this.
Exactly. So this is what everyone usually tends to do. It's like we take the brush, we dip it inside, and then we start doing this, and everything is a mess. So
I feel so seen.
So basically, the right way to use the Laura Mercier powder is with the puff. And you will be shocked by the amount of product that I will use. So what you do is, you use whatever is on the lid, which is this. You just put the puff inside the lid. And the product is already here. You work the product inside the puff. And then you fold it and you press and roll, which is this. As you can see already here on the cheek, there is powder. I'm not tricking.
This looks like absolutely nothing that I do when I apply powder.
Yeah, I feel everyone is the same. Like, we all tend to put a lot of product. But again, less is more. So basically, I'll show you how to, because this seems like you need to wash this every day, you use it and all. So for the lazy people like me, what I do is I fold it on Monday like this, on Tuesday like that, on Wednesday like that. So this is a full week, and then I turn this to the other side, and then again use it for another week, and then you can throw it in the washing machine and wash it with your clothes.
I think that's very sustainable, to be honest.
Yeah.
And how many times would you top up the powder throughout the day?
You don't. It stays there for 16 hours.
That's where I'm going wrong again.
I don't know if we have time, so I can show you a quick trick with the powder when you use it with the with the puff or with the brush. Do we have time? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I'll show you the trick. I'll just put lipstick on my hand. Okay, and I will set half of the lipstick with a brush. So the way you do it. And you just do this and then blend and whatever, right? And the other half is with the puff, which is press and roll motion. Okay, so this is too much product. I don't know how you guys do this on your full face.
Is anyone else applying it wrong after they've seen that? Okay, good. Okay, there's lots of
You're not the
hands and
only
nods
one, yeah.
that just happened.
Okay, so what you will see is the difference. So basically, when you apply it with the brush, well, I chose the wrong color because it's not showing, but it smudges. I'm not sure if it shows here that it's smudging. So throughout the day, it will smudge. But if you apply it with the puff, no matter how hard you do that, it's not smudging. I don't know if it shows on camera. Yeah, it shows a bit. So here it's smudged, here it's not. So it goes the same on your skin because you're basically pressing the product into your skin, so it stays there all day. Great.
And can you buy the puff separate to the powder? Okay.
Yes. The puff is available in all stores, so you can try it. It's really nice. I think this is the perfect tool to use for the... You can definitely use it. It's not wrong to use it with the brush, but I mean this is the perfect tool to use the powder with. Great. So now we can start with the colors. I'm using the bronzer now. Also very little quantity. Whenever you want to reduce the amount of product, try to apply on your hand instead of blowing on it, especially now with COVID. So I'm starting just from the outer, from next to the ear, directly next to the ear, going inwards. Always try to keep one finger between the colors on the cheeks and the nose. So again, on the forehead, just a little bit. It's not reshaping, it's just enhancing the cheeks.
Do we have any questions? Oh, we have a question at the front here.
I have a question about if you don't use, if you use concealer and you don't use foundation, do you think it will still be nice?
Yeah. So basically, we call this spot concealing. So of course, I mean, you can definitely apply concealer under your eye and on the areas where you need to cover, like if you have any spots or anything. And then you can apply a loose powder on top. It will look really nice. Especially for you, like I don't think you should go with foundation on a daily basis. We do have a tinted moisturizer as well that you can use for every day. So it's a cream that gives you hydration, SPF, and a tiny bit of coverage as well.
And I have another question.
Yeah?
Are your products waterproof?
We have some products that are waterproof, but again, not everything, because as I told you, Laura Mercier is very natural, very like friendly to use. You don't have to put a lot of effort into removing your makeup at night for several hours to take off the, I don't know, the waterproof mascara that you have on.
Those were really good questions, and I actually now have one off the back of yours. Can you use foundation without concealer?
Well, if you don't have dark circles under your eye, then why would you put concealer? You can definitely apply a bit of foundation close to your eyes. I personally don't recommend it because everything we use on the face, we don't use on the eyes. But again, Laura Mercier products are really soft, and most of them are with skincare benefits. So you can do that, yeah. So now I'm going with the blush. Again, I'm taking just from one side of the brush, the blush, reducing the amount, and then going by dabbing motion on her cheeks, then turning the brush to the other side and blending it out. And here you go. So just to show on the camera, it's really natural. Our blushers are really soft. They have the mica mineral in it, which is a type of mineral that gives this dimension. I don't know if you can see the dimension visible on the cheeks, but there are also visible on the product itself. You see like small sparkly dots that are basically the mica mineral. I like to put a bit of blusher also here to give that sun-kissed effect. Cool. Now the skin is ready. We're basically done with the skin. We'll just add, finish the eyebrows, the lipstick and mascara. Basically, again, for the eyebrows, we just follow the shape of the eyebrow, the natural eyebrows. So I chose two products. I chose the mascara and the eyebrow pencil. What I will do is brush upwards the eyebrows and draw a line following the natural shape of the eyebrows. Again, you don't have to be precise because we're gonna blend with the brush. So you just do a zigzag blending. Okay. And then I will brush downwards. And again, follow the same eyebrow shape. As you noticed, I stayed away from the beginning of the eyebrows because I want this to stay very natural. The more you brush, the more you blend the color. Great, and then I will use the eyebrow mascara. You brush to the opposite side of the eyebrows first to give you a bushy look, and then you follow the shape that you want. Here we go. Very natural eyebrows.
Obviously, brushed up, bushy, feathery brows are the kind of trend at the moment. Do you
Yes.
think that's going to stick around for a while?
I think it will, honestly, because again, like we are sick of the sharp eyebrows that are perfect and need like 7 days to do. So I think this is much easier to achieve and more natural. I mean, makeup keep changing. You never know. That we started having braided eyebrows for some time, and this was really weird. So you never know what will happen. But for us, again, as in Laura Mercier, we don't follow follow blindly the trends. We just follow whatever suits our faces. Like as in makeup, you just do. If it's a trend to do bushy eyebrows and you have a very tiny forehead, it won't suit you. So why do it?
I think brows are one of the biggest things that have changed over
True.
time in the beauty industry. You mentioned earlier that you've been working in beauty since 2008.
Yes.
What has been the biggest change that you have witnessed in the last?
It's true. It's really eyebrows. Other than contouring and this trend that started, like I would say recently. We didn't have this in 2008. But for eyebrows, we started with very thin eyebrows. And I think this is the problem for everyone now, because we are trying to have our eyebrows back when we're struggling, but it's not working. So yeah, eyebrows are the biggest change, basically. But I think they do a major difference in the face as well. Like for me, I wouldn't go out of the house. I might go without a foundation, but never without my eyebrows done, a mascara, and a concealer. What is it for you?
It's mascara for me.
Oh,
Yeah, our model's nodding as well.
yeah?
Whoever came to any of our sessions yesterday will have heard me say this, so sorry for repeating myself. But I am blonde, so my eyebrows and my eyelashes are blonde as well. So if I have no eyebrow pencil and no mascara on, my eyes look like pinholes, which is not a good look for anyone.
Perfect. So now we'll go with the mascara. So the Laura Mercier mascara, we have just one type of mascaras. It's really interesting. The formula in it is with caviar care, which is hydrating the lashes. And the brush, the bristles of the brush are really soft on the lashes. So, and it's really easy to remove at night. Close your eye. So basically, I will to apply the mascara for yourself, it's not this way, obviously, but when you apply it for someone else.
Did you say this is not waterproof?
No, this is not.
And do you have a waterproof version?
No.
I really like that because I hate waterproof mascara.
Yeah, I mean, unless if you're gonna cry, why do you need it? Yeah. No, I mean, this one won't smudge. It's really long lasting, but you don't need a waterproof mascara that will make your lashes fall off, because it's really hard to remove the mascara at night without rubbing it off your eyes, and then you will lose your lashes.
And irritate your eyes as well.
Exactly.
Do we have any questions? We have a question over here. Where's our microphone gone there? It's coming at you.
So you demonstrated the procedure of using a sponge to apply the powder,
Yeah.
and then you apply the blusher with a brush.
Yeah.
Can't we use the same concept on applying a brusher and it'll last longer, or we have to use a brush to apply the blusher?
You mean you want to apply the blush with the puff?
Yeah,
With this?
like you did with the powder.
Okay, no, because I want the blush to be blended. I don't want it to stay in place. I want it to look smooth on the skin. So if I apply it with the puff, it will just stay where I put it. Yeah, makes sense?
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? We keep getting questions from the back. So here I'm just applying lip balm. This lip balm is really nice. It's hydrating, extremely hydrating. The last model kept doing this for like an hour. She was like, my lips are really hydrated. So basically it has olive extract that acts like your natural hydrating in your body. So it's not strange for your lips. And it doesn't change the texture of your lipstick. So you can apply it with matte lipstick as well. Today I chose to use this shade of lipstick and this shade of lip liner. As you can see, one is pinkish, the other is orangey. So your lip liner and lipstick don't have to be one shade lighter or one shade darker. It doesn't matter. What matters is basically what color you want to achieve. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm mixing a bit of orange with a bit of pink to get a different shade. So I used different colors to create a personalized shade that I want for her. So the trend, also lipsticks changed a lot. Lip liner and lipsticks changed a lot in this period as well. So we used to do a dark lip liner with a lighter lipstick.
And there was also a trend of like really overlining your lips as well.
Yeah. So I'm just filling the full lip with the lip liner. When I go to the edges, I use just the tip. When I'm filling inside, I use the full pen.
What would you say the signature Laura Mercier look is? Obviously, flawless skin is kind of one of the brand's hallmarks, but what else?
I would say for Laura Mercier, we have a mix of two different styles. Like I don't know if you've seen in our logo, it's divided into New York and Paris. So Laura's life was divided into these two countries because she learned makeup in Paris and then she started her journey as a makeup artist in New York. And this was reflected in all our products as well. So you will see two different styles. We have this Parisian, elegant, sophisticated red lipstick with the eyeliner look. And you will see the other side, which is the smoky, the easygoing, the trendy side of the brand. So we have two different signatures. Now I will use the brush to apply the lipstick. You can definitely apply it directly. I will just apply in the center the color and then blend it out with the brush. I chose to use also a hydrating lipstick, not a matte one, to give volume and a healthy look for the lips. I need to add more just on the edges. So we are almost done. If you guys have any questions for me before we finish. Cool. Great. So that would be it. It's very natural. It's a very soft look that you can do for every day and that you can also do if you want to go at night and look healthy and glowy.
You guys can come up and have a closer look. Please do wear your masks if you come up. And Muriel's going to be around if you do have any more questions as well.
Yeah.
We will be welcoming people into... Is this a question? Okay, we do have a question. Our best question asker today.
For the foundation, what's gonna, if you blend it with a brush, and if you blend it with a sponge, what's the difference?
Yes, that's a great question, actually. So I started with Laura Mercier just one day before the lockdown. And yeah, I was lucky and the brand was lucky. So they gave me the products and this brush belt. And based on my previous experience, when I saw this brush, I was like, yeah, this is a foundation brush, I'm sure, right? You would use this for foundation to get a light look. And I started doing this. What happened is the foundation was not moving. Like, I tried to blend it out, but it stays in place. So usually other foundations are fine to use with brushes, but Laura Mercier foundations, to get the best effect out of that, you have to use it on with a sponge. So again, Laura was a painter. So everything she did was based on her painting techniques. So she wants the product to be pressed into the skin. So the complexion is, so the foundation, the primer, and the skincare are like the base, and then you put colors on top. So the base has to be there, stays in place the whole day. In order to do that, you have to apply it with the sponge.
Out of curiosity, what is that brush for?
So this is a finishing brush. So this is at the end if you want to blend everything out together, just to make sure that everything is well blended, you just apply it like that everywhere. Yeah.
Learned so much today.
Perfect.
Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
We are going to be taking tours in the Cosmotel, but please come in groups of 5 because we do need to maintain social distancing. And if you want to know anything else about Laura Mercier, now is your chance.
And if you like to purchase any of the products, we are in Sephora here in MCC as well, so you can go there and grab your products.
Thanks.
Thank you.